When I first started off, I fell into the trap of, you go to Dollar Day, you get every single thing that you can get for $1, and I'd walk out with $150 worth of things a week, which I didn't need 150. Currently, the way we're set up right now, I only need 70. So that meant I was buying twice as much as I needed, and I really didn't have any idea if what I was getting was good or not. I was just headed to, I don't know, what is this, the third store of the week? Um, I had really debated on whether or not I should go sourcing today. Um, I think we mentioned in a previous video that we were, occasionally you just need to swap things up and see um, which day is better to go where, because it's a moving target. Um, you have to understand that these thrift stores and everything else, they will change their strategy just like we do. So I had kind of a frustrating experience yesterday. Yesterday is a place that I had kind of backed off from because, to be honest, the only really reason why we were going there is because they have a pretty big sale on Monday mornings. It's not close to the house. I think it's a little over an hour away, and it was a great place to pick up our bread and butter things. But where I'm going currently, I just had better luck finding overall better things. Not quite as good a deal on the as compared to the other store, but then you have to ask yourself, um, is it really a great deal if you buy something that's kind of and it takes forever for it to sell, versus you pay a little bit more and you get something that's better and that it sells fairly quickly. So um, kind of doing them in reverse order this week, partly just to answer my question, to prove to myself that I don't need to do it in reverse order next week. Um, in fact, um, the internal debate I have about where I'm headed right now, is that I could potentially just go there and get what I need for the week. Um, and I think we've discussed this before, but we were posting a lot more new things per day. We backed down to 10 listings a day. We want them to be 10 good listings. We don't need 15 or 20 bad listings, because I am fixing a lot of those bad listings. And that's the topic that I want to kind of discuss today. Is when I first started off, I fell into the trap of, you go to Dollar Day, you get every single thing that you can get for $1, and I'd walk out with $150 worth of things a week, which I didn't need 150. Currently, the way we're set up right now, I only need 70. So that meant I was buying twice as much as I needed, and I really didn't have any idea if what I was getting was good or not. I was just getting everything I could get for $1. Now, we've just surpassed this week sometime, we've surpassed the 2,000 active listings. Now, obviously, we've listed a whole lot more than 2,000 items, but we've just surpassed having active more than 2,000. And what's dawned on me is that we've got a lot of older stuff, bad buys on my part, that are not selling for some reason or another. Now, a video for a different day is to discuss how I run sales, but and I've been a lot more aggressive. I don't know if I have to go back and check to see if it was back in November or December. It's February now. When I started being this aggressive, but I have my sales set up so that they increase in percentage off based on how long they've been in the store. Well, when you have 2,000 items, like you can't fix all your listings at once. And for months, I have been working on bad listings. I have found why they didn't sell. Either we put the wrong information in, or we have put maybe our pictures aren't great. What this causes me to do is that I start to see that certain items are getting higher up on the percentage off. And I didn't hold back. I mean, I have it in 5% increments, but it goes all the way up to 60% off. And if something's 60% off, something's wrong, because that means it's been in the store for quite a while. Well, we've only been in business about 9-10 months, so it's not like it's been forever, but there's some reason why it hasn't sold yet. Now, keep in mind, we do mostly men's clothes, and so there's seasonal items that are part of the issue. But I would have to just be honest and say a lot of my stuff is still sitting because I had some poor listings, or it was just a poor buy to start with. And we've been fixing that. It takes time. You have to really do this more than a month or two. I mean, we're still every single day learning something new that we had no idea how to do 9 months ago. And don't see the learning something daily bit ending anytime soon. It seems like every day we learn something new. But I kind of want to go back to what I mentioned about sourcing from your own bins, if I didn't say that yet. It sounds crazy, but you have to ask yourself, well, if you think that what you need to do is that you need to list 20 items a day, which means you need to buy 140 or 150 items every week. Well, like you've just put yourself into a grind that if you're in the early stages, you're probably not ready for. If you have a fair amount of listings, but they're just not going anywhere, now, I'm not someone to tell you to like stop listing and just go through all your stuff. Don't buy anything else. Don't list anything else until you resolve this. Well, because that'll have detrimental effects to your store. But I highly recommend that you back off. And we kind of slowly backed it down so it wouldn't be, make us look super bad. But making up for the new listings by going through and ending old listings and doing a sell similar. And different video for different time, but there's a difference between selling similar and just revising an old listing. I do think there's merit to revising old listings, and I've done a large amount of that I'm somewhat convinced that your best shot at selling something is right out the gate. So you really want it to be a good listing. You want good photos. You want good descriptions. You want it to be priced right. Use your keywords and all that kind of stuff. You want that right out the gate, because I believe that that's a push that you're getting from eBay um, in the early stages. If it's been sitting in your store, say 3 months, and you just decide, I'm going to revise something, and you just barely tweak something, I don't know that you're getting the bang for your buck that you get from something when you just end it and fix it and then sell similar. So in doing this process, I did it a long time ago, and then I kind of got overwhelmed with all the things we were doing, and I kind of backed off, and I've seen the ramifications of backing off. But since I have started this process again, I am seeing the benefits of increased sales. One of the things I want to dig into is like how many of our new sales are coming from items that we already owned and I just, enlisted and sell similar, versus our new. And I do know, because of the way I track some things on about every 3 days, every 3 or 4 days, I can see that we're doing a lot better at selling things on the front end, which is huge. That means a lot of things. It means that we're buying better things. It means we got better listings. We've got much better photos. We're a lot more knowledgeable about the product, and it's selling pretty quick out the gate, and that's wonderful. That's where we want to be. We don't want to be in the storage business. Despite the fact that we have the potential to store a lot, I don't want to be storing a lot. I'm not getting any younger, and so having been stacked to the ceiling in our super tall garage, not something I want to achieve. I want it to be a reasonable amount that turns, pretty regularly. Maybe what you should consider doing, if you have a fair amount of inventory, is to start sourcing from within your own bins. Maybe scale back how much you're going out and buying new, partly because you want to learn more about your product. You want to, when you do go out, you don't want to just get everything you can get because it's a great deal. You want to get the things that you know are going to sell in your store. Your store, even if you're selling men's clothes, your store is going to be different than my store. And I think that a lot, that's a different discussion for a different time, but I think, you, based on what you do in your store, you're telling eBay and the algorithm, hey, when customers are looking for, XYZ, send them to me. Well, if you're, got a bunch of random items, that's a little hard for eBay to do. But if you start over time seeing, hey, this is what I can get more of, this is what I can sell for a better price, and I'm listing more of these, then eBay will start to send people to you for that. So I'll do a separate video on niching down, as someone referred to, and it's a struggle, and not everybody does it. And I'm not saying that you have to do it, but I have arguments for reasons why I would advocate for niching down. So even though I'm going, heading on the way to the store to do some sourcing, I am going to restrict myself. I am not there to fill a buggy up. I am there to look for some stuff that I remember last week that I figured would be on sale this week, and we'll see if any of that is still there. I am really starting to put an emphasis on sourcing from my own bins. And before, some really nice items that I have already procured end up at a 60% off. Let me find out what's wrong with those and let me fix them. Because by fixing them, by enlisting and sell similar, what happens is it gets moved down to my freshly listed items, which means that it's no longer 60% off. It's in the 0 to 5% off. And I might end up selling those for a whole lot more than if I had dumped them at 60%. So this does take time and effort, and if you look at it, you be overwhelmed. But I do think that it's time well spent if you've already purchased some stuff that's good, sourced from your own bin. But on the other hand, while you're going through this process, if you run across some stuff that was a bad buy, well, maybe it's time to dump it. Happy sourcing, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.